Hello, everybody. It's that time of day again. It's story time. I got my frumpy reading sweater on, so this is good. And let's see what we got to drink today. Nice glass of water. Okay, let me get a book and we'll be all set to go. Hold on. Okay, now let me get some reading glasses. Okay. Today's story is called The Pied Piper of Hamelin, and it's retold by John Patience. Okay. Long ago, the pretty little town of Hamelin in Germany suffered from a terrible plague of vermin. The town was overrun by huge rats. They scuttled over the tiled rooftops, infested cellars, and found their way into every larder in the town. They ate their way through barrels of apples, devoured cheeses by the dozen, and gobbled up the grain, which the townfolks had stored up for the winter. The rats were bold as brass, and feared no one. They stole the food from tables, fought with the dogs and cats, and bit the babies in their cradles. Naturally, the people of Hamelin did not like it. They did everything they could to get rid of the pests. They smoked them out of their holes and put poison down for them, but it was all to no avail. Every day that passed, the rats increased in number, growing fatter as the people grew thinner. All day and all night, Hamelin was filled with deafening noises of rats squeaking and gnawing, so that there was not 40 winks of sleep to be had in the whole town. At last the townfolk could stand it no longer. They marched in a great crowd to the town hall and demanded angrily that the mayor and his council should do something about the vermin. But what could they do? The mayor and his councillors were afraid of the angry mob and of losing their jobs. They loved their beautiful fur-lined cloaks, their gold chains, and the feeling of importance which these things gave them. Surely, someone can think of a way of ridding us of the rats, cried the mayor. We will offer a reward to the man who can come up with the answer. The councillors agreed that this was a good idea. So, the very next day, a town crier was sent out to read a proclamation in the town square. He rang his bell and shouted loudly, "There will be a reward of 1,000 guilders for whoever is able to rid Hamelin of its plague of rats." Well, as you know, everyone was already trying to get rid of the rats, but now they tried even harder. Rat catchers came from all over Germany to try their luck. Huge traps were set out and baited with giant cheeses. Clever chemists concocted bubbling poisons to pour down rat holes, but still the rats infested the town. The people of Hamelin soon began to complain again. What use are the mayor and councillors in fine robes if they cannot rid us of the rats, they wailed. Once more they marched to the town hall and beat upon the door. Inside, the mayor and his council shook with fear. Suddenly, a great gust of wind blew through the hall, swirling around the marble pillars. In the middle of it appeared a tall, thin stranger. He was dressed in a most peculiar fashion, half in red and half in yellow. In his cap he wore a peacock feather. A mysterious smile played upon his lips. His eyes twinkled with a strange light, and in his hand he carried a long, thin pipe. "Who are you?" exclaimed the startled mayor. "People call me the Pied Piper," answered the stranger. "I have come from halfway around the world to solve your problem and claim the reward. By means of my magic pipe I can rid Hamelin of its rats. No creature upon the earth can resist my magic." The mayor welcomed him warmly and begged him to begin his work at once, promising him not 1,000 guilders, but 100,000 if he succeeded. The Pied Piper stepped into the streets and began to play his music, dancing off lightly over the cobblestones. Then the rats began to appear, pouring like squealing tide out of the houses. Large rats, small rats, young rats, old rats, following the piper as though their lives depended on it. On and on the piper danced, all the way across the town, with the rats surging behind him, until at last he reached the river Weser. There he stepped into a boat, and, continuing to play, he floated out over the deep, dark waters. After him came the rats, pushing blindly to the river's edge. They threw themselves in. All through the night, the piper's music could be heard, accompanied by the terrible sounds of splashing and squealing, until by sunrise, every last rat in Hamelin had been drowned. That morning there was a great celebration in town, but when the Pied Piper appeared in the town hall to claim his reward, no one appeared at all glad to see him. 1,000 guilders, laughed the mayor. That was merely a joke. Come, take 50. 1,000 guilders you promised, shouted the Pied Piper angrily. And if you do not pay me, you will soon wish you had. I can blow other tunes, as you will find out. Go blow your pipe until you burst, sneered the mayor. Very well, said the piper, with a sinister smile. Then once again he stepped into the streets and blew upon his magic pipe. This time the air was filled with a very strange sort of music. It was strange and enchanting, better than the best fairy tale ever told. It was music which no child could resist. They came out from their houses laughing and chattering, not knowing where the piper and his music would lead them, but happy and eager to follow. The townspeople could only stand and watch, frozen like statues by the enchantment of the music. Soon every child in Hamelin was following the Pied Piper, and it looked as if he was leading them down to the river Weser. Are we going to see our children drowned? Thought the horrified parents. But no. As they watched, the piper turned towards Koppelberg Hill. Then a great sigh of relief went up from Hamelin. He can't possibly lead our children over Koppelberg, thought the people. The hill is far too steep. He will surely have to stop. But, unbelievably, as he advanced, the side of the hill opened up before him, and the piper, followed by the children, disappeared inside. Then the hill closed up again, crashing together with a sound like thunder. Only one child was left behind, a lame little boy, who had not been able to keep up with the rest. He returned home sad and disappointed, knowing that he would never see the enchanted land the music had promised to lead him to. Without the children, Hamelin was a quiet, unhappy place for many years afterward. The mayor and the council were chased out of town, and a warning was carved on a stone by Koppelberg Hill that a promise once made should always be kept, especially if it's made to a piper dressed in red and yellow. The end. Oh my. That was an interesting story, wasn't it? Well, I hope you liked the story, but that's the end of the story. You have yourself a great day. You take care of one another. Take care of yourself. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.